There's always two sides to a coin. What I mean by that is the law of polarity. The law that there's going to be always an opposite to certain energy. So there's always a positive and negative, masculine, feminine, a good, bad, etc. When you really use this, remember this all the time, it will be easier to pull yourself out of negative states, which I've been practicing for the last couple of days. I haven't really made a video in the last couple of days. I've just been studying. I've just been, well, and I had schoolwork, so. But this, okay, 2020, right? The COVID epidemic, there was something significant that happened, right, during that time that when I look back on it now, after just realizing what I did, now I know why things happen the way they do, So during the COVID epidemic, right, everyone was catching COVID left, right, center, everyone was dying. RIP to those who died during the 2020 thing. Rest in peace. But I never caught COVID. I've never caught COVID in my life. And even my parents caught COVID. Both my parents caught COVID in the house, and I still didn't get it. Even though, it's not like when I'm at home, I'm just in my room. I actually hang out with my parents. When the epidemic was happening, I was actually hanging out with my parents. I was talking with them, hugging them, eating with them. I was living my normal life with them. And I noticed was that back then, 2020, first of all, I didn't even know about the epidemic. I was very clueless to what was going on. It was only when I heard that school was closing that I heard about this epidemic. I was like, oh, okay. First, there's a disease apparently that's going on, and I didn't even believe it. I think at the time I was very oh, the government's trying to get, very conspiracy theorist. Not obsessive conspiracy theorist, but I just didn't believe anything that came from the news, honestly. So, long story short, now school's actually closed. I was like, oh, this is actually a real thing. This is serious. And then I was just thinking, bro, everyone was bare scared online. Everyone was scared of catching it because people were dying. People were actually just dying instantly. We didn't even hear that there was a cure. We just heard that people were dying and there was no way to stop it. Then there was no way to reverse death or the virus. And I just kind of thought, I'm never gonna catch this disease. I'm never gonna catch it. This thing, I'm not saying that this to mean that I'm disregarding all the people that, that were affected by this. But I just kind of thought, bro, this has nothing to do with me, essentially. And it didn't have anything to do, well, until my parents caught it, but it still didn't affect me, right? Having that belief system that standing on the other side of the fence in terms of this doesn't apply to me, that is protection in itself, right? From negative outcome, negativity, and the negative forces. Because if you buy into the whole, oh, there's possibility that I could catch this, 50% chance you're probably gonna catch it if you're thinking about it all the time, if you're scared, hiding from it. Because you still believe that there's a chance you could catch it, right? And this is more leaning up towards the side of manifesting and prayer. Because some people can pray and believe, right? They can truly believe that I think literally the last video, maybe the video before that I made of having that strong conviction, using conviction to manifest. Because it's essentially faith over fear, right? Even if you pray and you still have that doubt, that's actually doubt, like, oh, I can still catch it, or oh my, like, let me not walk this way, like, although it's still good to be cautious, but still, you're still having doubt. Like, I didn't think of it at all. I didn't think of the virus at all, because I literally didn't. I was like, this doesn't apply to me, this isn't gonna affect me. It's not gonna affect me. Even when my parents caught it, all I could think of was like, okay, I just don't want my parents to die. And I think around this time, we didn't know if people were gonna like survive. I didn't think there was ever a survival story until my parents caught it. And then I was just thinking, God, you're not taking my parents from me. Like, this, I promise you, this is what I was thinking. I was, God, you're not taking my parents from me. There's no way. Like, and I think I was just distracting myself by watching anime. Pretty much just watching anime. It was a very dark time, but thank God we persevered and no one was taken from my family. Eventually, after they got better from it, right? And then we started hearing like the survival stories. Oh, okay, this person didn't die from it, and then the rest of the years were going on. I don't even remember COVID apart from that time. It was very dark time. That was when I downloaded TikTok for the first time. But there's always two sides to the coin, right? There's always a choice between positive and negative. It's just whichever one you buy into. If you choose for it to apply to your life, it will apply to your life, right? Don't identify with negativity. You always have the choice between A and B, and for every negative, there's always a positive. That's what I also mean by that's two sides of the coin, the law of polarity. No matter how you try, no matter what you try to convince yourself, you can't lie. There's always going to be a opposite positive to whatever you're going through or whatever you're feeling. If you're feeling lost, for example, there's always the opposite of positive feeling of contentment. If you're feeling hate, there's always love. If you're feeling ungrateful, there's gratefulness. That was easy. If you're feeling fear, there's always faith. Doubt, hope. Let me think of another one that's common. Shame and acceptance. Look, get a chart, right? Get a chart. Study all these emotions. Study the polarities between emotions, and just be conscious of it, right? Just be conscious that when you do have a negative feeling, wow, bro, like, sorry about that. When you feel anything negative, just remember to acknowledge it. Realize that you're just experiencing, or like you're just an observer. I did used to think, oh, I'm just experiencing the emotion, but I don't even want to identify with it that much. I don't even want to be that close with the emotion that I'm experiencing it. I just want to see myself as an observer. And you are an observer, you're the soul. You're not the body, you're not the mind. Just observe, right? Oh, okay, this is there. Just let it fizzle out. Just watch it. Don't even try to change it. Don't judge it, because the more you think about it, the more you entertain thoughts about the feeling there, it's gonna keep growing. So just let it be there. Just be like, oh, this is interesting. Maybe you're feeling like, oh, there's something in my stomach, like I'm feeling hungry, like pain in my stomach, or tense in my chest, or lightheaded, blood is rushing to my brain, blood is rushing down there. Like, just observe everything that's happening, right? I noticed as well that my breathing changes when I'm feeling like lost overcoming me, or craving in general. My breathing becomes more shallow. And when I'm breathing fully, I can stay in a state of content, calm, right? Everything just is. Not everything is in terms of life is happening to me. Everything is, and if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Contentment. That state. If I'm breathing fully, that was a bit cringe. Breathing in 5 seconds, breathing out 5 seconds. That perfect circle. That's what I like to think of breathing like in an oval or a circle. Yeah, that's the easiest way. That's how my breath work's been getting better, to be fair. And just study that there's always an opposite negative, and when you become the observer, right, of the emotion, when you become the observer, you see that, okay, so I don't identify with this negative feeling right here. This isn't me. Don't resist that higher side of yourself, because it's easier said than done to just let go of negative, but you also have to stop resisting the positive that wants to come out, because it's in you, it's somewhere there, it's just out of sight, all right? So once you acknowledge negativity, let it dissipate slowly to the point where it's very small, that you're like just looking at it, just observing it. Then don't identify with negativity. Identify with the higher side of yourself. Let it just let it come up, and then you'll just see that your thoughts are moving from negative to positive slowly, right? Stop buying into the negative belief systems, right? It doesn't have to apply to you. That's what you have to think about. Think, okay, I'm feeling this. This doesn't apply to me. What is me? What applies to me? I'm abundance. I'm faith. I am joy, happiness, gratitude, generosity, you know. Identify these emotions. Realize that this is your true self, and don't resist it. Because once it starts to come up, you'll start to feel resistance, like, oh, this isn't me. That's your small self trying to drag you back down into that negative hole, right? And I've experienced this firsthand today, right? So how do I say this in a very vague manner? I fell into the negative loophole because of an action I did, right? In the moment, I just kind of observed myself. I said, okay, this is interesting. Then later on, maybe like an hour later, like a couple minutes later, I was like, okay, I'm feeling heavy. I feel like I want to sleep. This isn't normal for me. So let me get in the shower, have a cold shower, listen to upbeat music, go to the gym. Straight away, I went to the gym, started like doing calisthenics. Then my friend came, started lifting. It's like, yeah, this is me. Then I came back home, I read. Then eventually, shame, guilt crept in. And I thought, no, like, because I'm so used to wallowing in shame and guilt, very quickly and easily, I started to identify with it. My body became heavy again, right? Even though I just took a nap. And why do I always every time I eat eggs, I just conk out, bro. Like, I can't stay awake. I cannot stay awake. Maybe I should have oats instead, because I seem to have more energy when I eat oats. I used to think it was going to be the opposite, because Well, I based this off a YouTuber I used to watch at the time for my diets. Back on track. So after my nap, I was thinking I should have been like ready to start reading again, right? And then I just thought, no, like I'm too far gone, I'm too behind. There's so much to do. I can't do this all. Everything. I even tried to look at my goals list. I tried to look at some things that would motivate me, but nothing was working, right? So I just continued reading my book. I said, okay, let me just continue all these little things I'm trying to let me continue my purpose that I've written down, just to learn. So I've just continued reading, right? And then I realized, like in the book, it spoke about how people choose to be in negative states. They let it apply to their life. They believe it. They give it the energy of belief. And then it literally spoke about how people catch diseases, and I just thought, this is literally what happened to me. This literally happened to me. That's why I remember. That's why I'm now making this video. Well, I just remember that literally happened to me. That I literally was in a pandemic, a viral pandemic, and I did not catch it just because I thought this doesn't apply to me. We used the excuse of, obviously God's protection, but that's the whole. This is one thing that we need to clock onto, right? God is there, right? God's available to be used, right? And people always pray to God. But some people just seem to not get anything they want out of him. That's because they truly don't believe. You truly don't believe. You have to have faith. You have to have faith. When you have fear, right? Because I don't know. I know it's easier said than done to let go of all these emotions, all these negative thoughts. But the thoughts, don't buy into them first of all, because thoughts are just bait. Thoughts never stop. Thoughts are always recurring, right? It's the feeling that you have to acknowledge and let go of, and then take in the opposite polarity, the polar opposites of that negative emotion as yourself. Identify with that, not the negative. It's just a matter of finding your own way of doing it. When you try to give a specific technique to a person, right, 9 times out of 10 it's gonna make them overthink. And then they're gonna end up thinking it's not gonna work, right? You have to find your way of observing yourself, your emotions, and separating yourself from emotions, and attaching to the emotions and belief systems that will actually benefit you. You have to find your own way. You have to just be conscious. Think about it. If you're watching this video right now, you're definitely 100% conscious, more conscious than the average person. The average person is just like wondering why all these things happening to me. Recognize that you're literally the master of the ship that you call life for yourself. You're in control of everything. And your prayers as well, your directed prayers are also in control. Not just what you're saying. When I say prayers, I don't mean what you're saying. I mean what you truly think in your heart. You can pray something out loud and feel something totally different. Right? It's like the feeling, it's like having no hope. Have that, even if the faith is small and tiny like this, like a mustard seed, like it said in the Bible. The faith of a mustard seed can move mountains. Even just having that faith that you can uproot, that you can find yourself, find your true self, Don't give energy to fear. Give energy to faith, and constantly be conscious that there's always are polar opposite to whatever you're feeling. Just pick what side of the coin you want to be on. If you agreed with this video, you might as well subscribe. If you've made it this far, you might as well subscribe, to be fair. And if you want to, you know, continue to you know, bounce back and forth ideas, maybe theorize about some things, join the server and the link is in the description to join the server, right? I really truly believe that having that community around you, right, where everyone's like-minded, everyone's striving towards the same thing, truly is beneficial to your life, even if it's just online, right? Because I've recently had this, that I got into contact with one of my friends. This is a childhood friend, right? And he's like, honestly, through the roof of business now. Suddenly, I don't know, he's just been like grinding in silence, bro. And me and him have just been talking, bouncing ideas off each other. And it's just, it's easier to talk to someone that shares the exact same values as you. We literally start speaking about different books, start talking about views on life. Although we do go to the same church as well, but that going to the same church as someone doesn't always mean that you have the same values. Like, I mean, like, general principle. Because, bro, some people go to church and all they attract is negativity, right? That having that energy of positive around you always, or just always interacting with someone that's positive, is so crucial and beneficial to your life. It can honestly propel your growth. It can ×3 your growth in just like a month or 2 weeks, honestly. 2 weeks is all you, in my opinion, they always say like 1 month is what, like however many days you need to solidify a habit, but I feel like 2 weeks intense, 2 weeks intense of you're around hustlers, you're around people that are honest on their grind, never faltering from, or never choosing the negative side of the coin, right? If you just surround yourself with that energy, encase yourself in that energy, immerse yourself in that energy, your growth will be exponential, fam. Exponential. So join if you like the sound of that. DM me on Instagram if you're not into the whole community thing. Like, if you just want to solo one-on-one chat, you know, maybe advise each other, just something like that, just a brotherhood, honestly, then DM me on Instagram as well. My personal Instagram is in my bio, in the description for now, just cause yeah, I can't lie, I'm just gonna use my personal Instagram for everything, bro. I can't be asked to make an account. And yeah, and then stay blessed, guys. Have a good day.